Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Thank you very much for clicking on it. I really appreciate it. Today we have something very special. We have a little special video that ATEEZ's WOOYOUNG dropped. What's the channel that it dropped on? Watcha? I am not familiar with the channel, but I'm here for it. Which I believe it's a dance performance video to Logic's song 1-800-273-8255. I am aware of the song. I'm very familiar with the song. I remember when it came out and it hit me like a train. It's one of those songs, and I'm very excited to see this because I think WOOYOUNG is one of my favorite people to watch perform in ATEEZ. I love watching him dance, but I'm also very excited to see and very intrigued to see what kind of performance is done to this song. So yeah, I thought we would take a little bit of time and check this out today, so let us dive in. Alrighty, so not really a lot to talk about ahead of this. Let us just dive into it. WOOYOUNG covering Logic song, or dance performance to Logic song. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. I haven't heard this song in a while, but yeah, when it came out, I listened to this song a lot. Hey buddy.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate?
Oh, that just gave me goosebumps.
I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I don't wanna be alive. I don't wanna be alive. I just wanna die today. I just wanna die. The shit I'm talking about, they think they know it. I've been praying for somebody to save me, no one's heroic. And my life don't even matter, I know it, I know it. I know I'm hurting deep down, but can't show it. I never had a place to call my own. I never had a home. Ain't nobody calling my phone. Where you been, where you at, what's on your mind? They say every life precious, but nobody care about mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I want you to be alive. I want you to be alive.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
You don't gotta die. I want you to be alive. I want you to be alive. You don't gotta die. Now let me tell you why. I know where you been, where you are, where you're going. I know you're the reason I believe in life. What's the day without a little night? I'm just trying to set a little light. It can be hard. It can be so hard. But you gotta live right now. You got everything to give right now. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I finally wanna be alive. I finally wanna be alive. I don't wanna die today. I don't wanna die. I finally wanna be alive. I finally wanna be alive. I don't wanna die. I don't wanna die. I just wanna leave. I just wanna leave.
Pain don't hurt the same, I know. The lane I travel feels alone. But I'm moving till my legs give out. And I see my tears melt in the snow. But I don't wanna cry. I don't wanna cry anymore. feel alive, I don't even wanna die anymore. Oh, I don't wanna. I don't even wanna die anymore.
Perhaps perhaps I shouldn't have reacted to this right now at this exact moment of time. Can you see the tears in my eyes? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've had a really, really rough week. My anxiety has been through the roof. I've been really struggling. There's a lot of, it's all kind of very complicated and interwoven, but essentially, to summarize, my digestive system sucks. I'm pretty sure I have IBS. Horrible, disgusting, hate it. For the most part, doesn't bother me. But on occasion, when I go through periods of stress, which I usually do around the holidays, it flares up and it gets really bad. But I also have emetophobia, aka fear of nausea and vomiting. And so when my IBS acts up, I start feeling nauseous, and thus the phobia starts. And then I get anxious because of the emetophobia. And then when I'm anxious, my nausea gets worse, and then it just ends up this vicious cycle, and it ends up really bad. And yeah, so I've had a rough week. I've had a rough week, and the last couple of days I've really started to feel better, thank God. My anxiety's kind of, I've gotten back under control for the most part, and you know, I'm getting there. But there was a point, like, there was a moment, which day was it, or night was it, rather? Was it Tuesday night? I think it was Tuesday night. Yeah, it was, because I couldn't film on Wednesday because of what happened on Tuesday night. So Tuesday night was like the peak of it. It was really, really bad. I was basically on the verge of full-on panic attacks. I was having a rough time, and thankfully the people in my Discord are absolutely wonderful, and we were just chatting about movies, and that distraction really helped me get back in control. But yeah, there was a point where my anxiety was just so intense, and I was just feeling, and then especially like Wednesday, the next day, you know, I don't know anyone else that experiences severe anxiety at any point. You kind of go through a period where afterwards, where you just kind of feel so drained and so exhausted that you just you're just kind of going through the motions. That was me on Wednesday, which is why I didn't film anything. But there was a point I went to the grocery store on Wednesday afternoon, and I was just sort of like sitting in my car, kind of like psyching myself up to go in, and I was like watching people go by, and I sort of thought like, damn, it's so lonely. It is so lonely when you're going through something like that. Even if you have people that you're talking to, like I said, my Discord people, you guys are amazing and I love you so much. And I'm so grateful for you guys for chatting with me. Like, even if you're talking to people, even if, you know, I reach out to my mom when I can, and she's been amazing. Even if you have people around you, there's this feeling when you're in the pits of it, when you're just in the depths of anxiety, depression, whatever it may be, you just feel so lonely because you're kind of trapped in this mind prison. You're trapped in this little prison inside your own head, and although you can reach out, it's very difficult for anyone else to reach in. You know, so you're kind of fighting this battle alone. You might be reaching out and holding someone's hand, but at the end of the day, you're fighting that battle alone, and it feels so lonely and so rough. So yeah, this week has been intense. And then, you know, watching this whole thing, obviously this song itself is amazing. This song will always mean a lot to me, because I remember when it came out was around the time that I was going through far worse than I have been at the moment, and it really struck a chord, and so it means a lot to me regardless. And this video is beautiful, the choreography is amazing. We're gonna go, shall we go through it again? Do I want to make myself cry? we might go back and just like skip through a couple of parts because there's some parts of the choreo that I want to look at, but look at again. But it was gorgeous. The set is stunning, but seeing that and that little bit at the end with all the words around, based on how I've been feeling this past week of just feeling so lonely and just trapped in my own head, that has an impact. Just like, oh, like on the one hand, oh, I needed that. On the other hand, did I need that on camera? Should I perhaps have enjoyed that in my own time, and just let that sink in my own time, where I could have just cried? I mean, I know I can cry on camera, you guys won't judge me, but still. Ooh, damn, that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. I literally had goosebumps the whole way through. Partly from the song, because the song itself always gives me goosebumps, but like also the way he was performing that. There was something about his expression as well. His expression was very if I say the word purposefully vacant, do you know what I mean? Because there's like vacant expressions where like you're not doing anything, and then there's like purposefully vacant, where like you're doing something. I can feel that connection, but like you're not doing a whole lot with your face, and like you're almost purposefully making yourself look like you're not fully there, but you are. I don't know. It's a very difficult thing to explain, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Great. But there's something about his expression throughout all of that while he's, you know, walking through this set, which by the way, that is awesome in and of itself. Just going through all of these different sets was incredible. I absolutely loved it. But his expression barely changed, I don't think, throughout the whole thing. And I don't know what it was about that, but it hit. It hit. But yeah, I wanna rewatch just a couple of key parts in the choreo. Like I want to rewatch this beginning part. I want to rewatch the mirror part.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind.
I don't know what it is about that movement where he pulls his foot up with his hands, but it's just always so satisfying to watch movements like this.
I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? Woo! I've been on the low, I've been taking my.
That's so pretty. Choreography wise is gorgeous. Like I love how, you know, throughout this section here, like there's obviously tension throughout his body. He's holding the tension there to make these movements happen. But then there's a point where he just kind of goes slack when he stretches his legs out. There.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I don't wanna be alive. I don't wanna be alive. I just wanna die today. I just wanna die. I don't wanna be alive. I don't wanna be alive. I just wanna die. And let me
There's something about the journey throughout this video and this choreography as well, because obviously we're moving through these sets, and I think it's very indicative of like the journey you go through when you are fighting through a situation like this. And you've got that almost like this beginning part where, you know, he's in this kind of enclosed space. You feel kind of trapped and helpless and defeated in a lot of ways. And then, you know, we move through these other scenes. We've got the scene with the bed, and that's, I mean, how many of us who have had mental health issues in the past or are currently experiencing mental health issues struggle to get out of bed sometimes? Hey, that's a mood. We have like that, and then this part is interesting.
I never had a home. Ain't nobody calling my phone. Where you been? Where you at? What's on your mind? They say every life precious, but nobody care about mine. I've been on the low. I've been taking my time.
That's really interesting. I I don't know if it's because of what I was just talking about. Like, that could be, I feel like you could probably interpret this in a couple of different ways, but you know, one way you could look at it is it's like, is that meant to be a representation of like his friends who are like there but not really there, because like I said, you can reach out to people but they can't reach in to your mind and fix what's going on. Or it could be like, I feel like that first thing kind of matches with what's going on with the lyrics as well. Never had a home, ain't nobody calling my phone, blah blah blah. It kind of matches that. But it could also be like, because I think this is the same figure that we see in the mirror choreography. So it's almost like a maybe a representation of who he was, who he feels he should be, his real self. I don't know, there's like some kind of disconnect there. I don't know, it's just very interesting. I feel like there's a lot you could interpret from this.
I never had a home, ain't nobody calling my phone. Where you been, when you at, what's on your mind? They say every life precious, but nobody care about mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm
Yeah, this whole mirror section, stunning.
relate. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm
And yeah, if we go back to the journey thing that I was talking about, this feels like where the fight starts to happen. Like, fighting with his own reflection, fighting with his inner self, his inner demons. The ups and downs of it all. Oh, the choreo, that little kick was awesome. But yeah, like, you know, you have your ups and downs, you have your moments where it feels like the fight is lost, where, you know, you're taken out, but you get back up. And you keep fighting. And eventually, you start winning. Oh, that's a nice moment as well. Like, such a simple image. And again, this is all based on my own interpretation. Like, you know, we're all going to look at this and see different things, I expect. But for me, again, if we're following like this journey, it starts off, you know, you feel very isolated and stuck and desperate and defeated and all of that stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And then we get through to starting to fight and wanting to fight is like the key thing, wanting to fight. And then you kind of get to a point where you find that reason to keep fighting. You find that little bit of light. I feel like that's almost what this is meant to represent, or at least that's what it represents to me. It's like finding that bit of light that you can hold on to and help push you forward as you're fighting this fight.
It can be hard, it can be so hard, but you gotta live right now. You got everything to give right now. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate?
Ooh.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time.
His movements are just like, he's not even, I feel like he's not even doing anything particularly crazy with his movements, but there's just such a, it's the way he's holding himself when he's performing this that feels like he's really embodying this journey. Like, there's almost a feeling of being like you're tired, you're struggling, like you're fighting, but there's still like this strength there, this kind of inner strength that's keeping you going. Like, that's what it feels like in the way that he's performing these movements, and it's very captivating.
I finally wanna be alive.
And then this, when all the light comes on, That's a very interesting little movement there, actually. Like there's like, it's like this moment almost where like that last bit where like something's trying to like restrict you and you just pull it away, and then he's like, you know, he has that moment where he leans back and it's like finally free. Super fluid, soft movements, and he seems so much more relaxed here. And it's like he's going back and reflecting on the journey that he's been on. My tears melted in the snow. And then back to the place that he was, but he's got all of these messages. These things to help keep him strong. This is beautifully made. Flames are usually usually a representation of life, you know, like your spark. Yeah, that felt real good. Very emotional, but that felt very good to watch for me. I'm really glad I decided to check this out. Like, it's always difficult when I check something out that makes me feel kind of exposed, but I also feel like it's very important to talk about these things. Like, that's the whole point of this song. You know, it's very, very important to talk about these things. So while sometimes it's scary to kind of talk about it on camera like this, I like to remind myself that it's very helpful sometimes for people to hear the struggles that other people go through, you know? And just like WOOYOUNG said, you are never alone and you will never be. Indeed. I got you. You got me. We good. We can make it through this. Anyway, I'm gonna end this one here now. I really wasn't expecting this video to end up quite as long as it was, or as it is even, but you know, that's just how it is sometimes. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all doing good. And yeah. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.